Derby matches have traditionally been the highlight of the football season. When the fixtures come out at the beginning of June, the first thing Everton players and fans do is to look for derby games with Liverpool. It's a chance to prove that your team is better than theirs. Ultimately, pride is the spur for both the players and fans, and nowhere is that more evident and visible than when these two teams clash. You can always guarantee 100% commitment, bordering on open warfare. Such is the intensity of play. When it comes to pride and passion, Everton lead where others follow. The history of this derby fixture goes back all the way to 1894. It's the oldest derby fixture in the league's history. When the two teams met for our first featured game, they couldn't have been more evenly matched. Of the 134 games played, the clubs had each won 47, leaving the remaining 40 all draws. Having been pipped to the post by Liverpool in both the Championship title race and the FA Cup final the previous season, Everton were determined to redress the balance and reinstate their fans' pride in their team. They had to play the same style of passing game that had proved so successful for Liverpool and close Liverpool down when and if they got the ball. The policy had to be applied in particular to Ian Rush, Liverpool's top goal scorer of the previous season and the scourge of Everton. But ultimately, both Howard Kendall and the Blues knew they could do it if they played more passionately and were more committed than their derby rivals, which is exactly what they did.
It's Sharp and Hansen, and Sharp's got the decision. He was up very early, Sharp, and it was Hansen who was penalised. Liverpool have pulled everybody back, including Ian Rush. Sharp is signalling as to where he wants the ball floated. It's Sheedy standing in a threatening position, hands on hips. And he tries the shot. Everton's top goal scorer this season, Kevin Sheedy. 10 goals so far, and quite capable of testing the goalkeeper from there. Bumping and barging, George Court is trying to let the play flow. Graham Sharp holding off the challenge of Gillespie, getting it back from Sheedy, joining in the build-up play there from the centre-forward position. Now he moves forward, still in possession. Good play by Sharp again. Sheedy, decent cross. Keeper's there.
Good effort, good strong header there, and not far off, and Bruce Grobbelaar will breathe a sigh of relief. I think conditions like this are most uncomfortable for the goalkeepers, because when the wind is swirling, they can't get a true cross every time. But that was a good cross from Sheedy, who's got a cultured left foot, and a good strong header which just went past the post.
He's got a free kick there. Langley was the player pulled up. Lawrence looking for Whelan. Found him. Rush is there. Shooting chance for Rush. No. The referee says no. And has presumably penalised Ian Rush for turning his man.
Yes, George Courtney was only 3 or 4 yards away, and it'll be interesting to see on the playback here whether or not he did hold up the defender. I thought it was touch and go, actually, because it was a quality turn really there. Yeah, I suppose he's given them the benefit of the doubt.
Here's Sharp for Everton. Free kick. Alan Hansen contesting it, but the game moving so swiftly now, and the challenges coming in thick and fast, as always, in a match as competitive as this. No time to dwell on the ball, which is perhaps why we haven't seen too much of Mulvey, as Laurie said. Mountfield is moving in for this. Sharp is hanging back there. Sharp, Lawrenson, Stephen, and again. It's Harper. Oh, Lawrenson on Heath, not given. The Everton supporters at the Gladys Street end there thought there was a case of a penalty. Well, they got the verdict at the other end, and I suppose you could say that rather evened things up. Not that I'm suggesting either decision was wrong. Adrian Heath was furious. He thought he was fouled by Lawrenson. Inside the box, I'm sure. Heath is still arguing with George Courtney. He was convinced it was a penalty.
I think he may well have been right as well, John, but we'll get a chance to see it later on. I mean, if the other one was a free kick, I would think that all the people in blue would think that one was as well.
That's aimed at Mountfield. He thought he was impeded too.
Everton was certainly not happy about what they saw as inconsistent refereeing. And looking at the replay, it certainly looks as if they had every reason to be, as Lawrenson brought down Heath way after the ball had passed him. But it did show that Everton's style of play was rattling Liverpool's cage.
3 minutes left in the first half. No score. Holding. Hansen on Heath. Everton have had plenty of these diagonal crosses to float towards Sharp and Mountfield without success up to now. Heath's there again, and he's had, as Laurie said, more headers than the other two. He came in between them there and wasn't far away. The defenders were watching the two tall players, and little Adrian Heath sneaked in there and got a header in. Harper forward, looking for Heath. Mark Lawrenson stepped in and the referee gave the corner. Sheedy has gone across to take it. And the usual cluster of players around the 6-yard line. Sharp flick on Mountfield against the bar! And nobody knew where it was, least of all Gillespie. It came off his back in the end. Very, very close for Everton and Derek Mountfield. It was swerved in, the flick on by Graham Sharp, and at the other end Walsh almost got in there as the ball came back into Liverpool's possession, and you can't take your eyes off this match for a moment.
Everton continued to press forward, denying Liverpool any real chance to get into the rest of the game. Liverpool frustration was clearly expressed by Grobbelaar, who from his vantage point of the goalmouth could see Liverpool's lacklustre performance. As the final whistle was blown, the score remained 0-0. Everton went on to win 10 of their last 12 matches, more than enough to secure the championship and a repeat of their title achievement 2 years earlier. The first derby clash of that season was undoubtedly a favourable omen for Everton.
Reed, Stevens, looking for Sharp, and he got behind Lawrenson there. Did Sharp? What a fantastic goal! An unbelievable finish from Graham Sharp. And the Evertonians have gone berserk. I haven't seen a goal quite like that in a Merseyside derby for years.
And neither had Liverpool or Bruce Grobbelaar. This sensational goal from Graham Sharp put Everton in front for the rest of the match. It was the first time the Blues had beaten Liverpool at Anfield in 15 years. The next game must be amongst one of the derby matches still etched in the memories of both sets of Merseyside players and fans. To set the scene, Liverpool were running away with the league championship, and they hadn't lost a single match in 29 games that season. A win against Everton would take them into the record books, beating Leeds' number of unbeaten games in a season. But this was a Merseyside derby in front of a home crowd at Goodison Park, whose passionate support and pride in their team was a potent driving force to be reckoned with.
Sheedy. Oh, there was a chance there. Grobbelaar didn't know where it was, and Stephen almost got in. And the first little flutter there, suggesting that Everton might find a way through. It was a delightful ball played in, and Sharp couldn't quite gather it, and Grobbelaar only gathered it at the second attempt. Brandon Howe's gone forward to the near post with Graham Sharp. Harper's gone in there too. Watson is poised. Wayne Clark, another six-footer at the far post. But a poor corner, with the chance for Trevor Stephen to improve upon that as Barnes puts it behind for another corner. That's a better one. There's Grobbelaar again. He lost it though, and it's been put in by Wayne Clark. Clark has scored. Liverpool are behind. Grobbelaar's beaten. And who knows?
Well, the Evertonians were beside themselves after that goal from Clark, and who could blame them?
Now what an afternoon we got, with 14 minutes gone and from Everton's first corner of the game. The task has really been laid out ahead of Liverpool now. If they want that record of 30 successive games without defeat at the start of a season, they've really got to go fighting for it now. Another angle. And again, those big men causing troubles. I thought Grobbelaar might have got that the first time, but he just failed to get it, and number 8 was there to slip it into the net. But now here come Liverpool. McMahon, can Craig Johnston get there? Almost, but not quite.
Another missed opportunity for Johnson, and hardly surprising. Everton's strong defence had Liverpool's attack pressurised and in tatters, and they knew it. When the whistle blew for half-time, Kenny Dalglish realised it was going to be an uphill struggle. Everton were more than aware that they could hang on to their precious lead if they kept any advance by Liverpool under pressure to force mistakes.
Nicol, slight miss kick there by him, and Gary Stevens getting in. It's with Hansen. This looks better for Liverpool. Beardsley away on the left, unmarked. And his shot is wide of the post.
At any other time, Beardsley would have buried that one. The pressure tactics were clearly working.
And Kenny at this moment doesn't really need a seat. He's been standing up for the last 10 minutes or so. Versus Ablett. Trevor Stephen. Adrian Heath waiting in the middle. If he can get it across to him, maybe it'll be Gary Stevens, and then Peter Reid. Reid might go all the way, and it was little Beardsley. Oh my goodness, he almost put it into his own goal as Grobbelaar went to cover the near post. Lovely run by Peter Reid. Inside the last 3 minutes. Craig Johnston to John Barnes. Still with Barnes. Reid trying to get in there, and in the end Watson, it ricochets off Barnes, and it's a goal kick. Powell with a header for Everton. A free kick to Everton. A few more seconds to be playing time added on. Sharp is up with a header. Heath is in there too. Hansen brings it away. It'll be one of the last chances now for Liverpool to have the record for themselves, but Craig Johnston can't keep it in. It's Everton's throw. So an afternoon of highly committed football Looks as though it's going to go Everton's way. Sharp taking it to the corner flag. It ricochets off there to Grobbelaar now. The quick boot forward. It's all over!
The Blues had more to celebrate than a win over their derby rival. They'd humiliated Liverpool by denying them the record and being the first to beat them that season. Everton succeeded where others had failed. The following year, Everton once again spoilt the old enemy's party by denying them the league championship.
Stephen. Trying to get it down for Graham Sharp. Played wide for Sheedy. Sharp on the far side. Stevens in there as well. Sharp's in there too. Saved by Grobbelaar. And the ball coming eventually hooked away by Ablett. Some very good work indeed by Bruce Grobbelaar. After Sharp appeared to have so much time in that Liverpool penalty area. Everton now with a free kick.
Well, here's a chance again. He worked it well, didn't he? And that was a reflex save there by Bruce Grobbelaar.
Stephen, harassed and hustled into a mistake there by Beardsley. He's got Aldridge up alongside him. Barnes steaming down the left. Beardsley shot! Aldridge goes in! And somehow they get it away behind for the corner. Got a bit of spirit there between Aldridge, recognising some great work by Southall. The shot by Beardsley pushed away there by Southall. And Southall, a magnificent save there. Remember, they have a cup semi-final against Nottingham Forest on Sunday for Liverpool. No doubt Mr. Clough and his team will be watching very closely. And as Cottee now makes the break, he's brought down, and he hasn't given a penalty.
I wouldn't have thought so, because Tony Cottee just turned and started getting back on with the game, you know. I think Ablett just got a toe poke and got the ball away.
And it goes again. This time Sharp gets to it. Cottee's in there. And somehow Grobbelaar kept that out as Sheedy went storming in. A combination of Grobbelaar and Ablett kept Liverpool afloat. So near to an Everton goal here, as we see it from our special camera inside the goal. Ablett, and it came off Grobbelaar's leg, and he would have known nothing about it. From Sheedy. Big swift challenge, and a good one there by Whelan. In goes McMahon as well, to try to lift the pace again. Beardsley! Hooked it wide.
The final score 0-0, but it wasn't all over for these two teams that season. There was still the Wembley final, a match in which Everton were to give a quite breathtaking performance of skill, passionate play, courage and determination, of which every Evertonian could be justifiably proud. It was also a match that typifies the passion of the Everton supporters, who backed their team all the way and weren't scared to let their emotions show when it counted.
Hansen. There's Beardsley. Little touch back. This is Nevin. Houghton. Watson. Two vastly experienced goalkeepers out there today, and they could have quite a part to play. Neville Southall and Bruce Grobbelaar. Nevin. Bracewell to Stephen. Good ball. Vanden Hauwe, the left back. Plays it in towards Nevin. Good skill by Pat Nevin. This is Tony Cottee, and it was Gary Ablett that conceded the corner. And Everton make the stronger start. Sharp is hovering by the near post. Dangerous and hooked away by Steve McMahon.
You know, Merseyside derbies are usually pretty hectic, aren't they? Not much space, but there's no way they're going to scamper around for 90 minutes closing down people, and it will give a little bit more space, I think, for the ball players, hopefully. And I mean, Everton have settled down very well. In a big match like that, it's always nice to get a few good early touches, and I think most of the Everton lads have had a good touch early on, which will help them.
This is Nicol looking for McMahon. Good through ball. He got away from Ratcliffe. Oh, and John Aldridge in a great position. And Liverpool have scored in their first attack. And John Aldridge, the man who missed a penalty here last season in the cup final, didn't take long to make up for it.
But from that point onwards, Everton dominated the rest of the first half.
Nevin. Oh, well played. Sharp and Cottee moving to the right. Nevin takes on Hansen, gets brought down. Colin Harvey barking there from the bench, knowing how important it is to hit back quickly in positions like this. Dave Watson has gone forward for the kick. Ratcliffe is telling Vandenhouwe where to put it. Sharp's in there as well. And so is Grobbelaar. Got a feeling when we look back on that goal again that Steve Nicol, the Footballer of the Year, may have supplied that telling ball which put McMahon through. Certainly split the Everton defence. Staunton. Nobody holds back in Merseyside derbies, not even at Wembley. Ratcliffe. Stephen. Sharp. Stephen again. Sheedy's out on the left. In support, Vandenhouwe. Bracewell. And now McDonald brought into play. Good touch, Nevin. Sharp and Cottee hovering in the centre near the penalty spot. Danger here, Cottee. Sheedy's in the middle as well now. McDonald. Sharp's up. And the back header by Nicol. And that was Sheedy into the wall. McDonald. Watson stays forward here with Sharp. And Stephen to Vandenhouwe. Everton have chances here. They've got plenty of players in. It's Bracewell. And Sharp's there, and so is the keeper. Colin Harvey there, who played in Everton's 1966 Cup-winning team here against Sheffield Wednesday. They came back from 2 down that day, so there's hope here for them. Nevin. Forward by McDonald. Grobbelaar's coming out to meet Sharp. And this could be interesting. Sheedy's in a good position. Sheedy, Hansen blocked, and Grobbelaar must have been relieved. Certainly Hansen let him know what he thought about that particular advance. It was a typical Grobbelaar excursion, that. Stephen. Nevin. A minute left in the first half. Watson for Everton, who are pressing now. Stephen.
It seemed that the only passing game that Liverpool were able to get together was between the Liverpool defence and Grobbelaar. Everton continued to dominate the run of play in the second half too.
This is Sheedy. Oh, good touch by Sharp to Cottee. Now there's a chance perhaps. Free kick's given. McMahon and Hansen closed in on Cottee. And the referee said foul. It's pretty central. Grobbelaar checking on the wall. Grobbelaar's a couple of yards off his line. Sheedy into the wall. Good blocking by Liverpool. It isn't away yet. McDonald. Vanden Hauwe. Little spell here for Everton. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Possibly their best spell. Ratcliffe. Watson's hovering on the edge of the area. He's stayed up. Nevin. McMahon. Stephen. It's promising. So's this. Vanden Hauwe. Houghton couldn't get a tackle in. It's Vanden Hauwe again. Nevin's there now. Stephen had a shot. It was blocked by Ablett. Here's McCall. And now McDonald. And McMahon. Liverpool are being pushed back a bit, Trevor.
Technical Dalglish here, obviously deciding Liverpool do need a G-up. Well worth bringing on the extra pair of fresh legs in this last quarter now. They need a lift, as Colin Harvey is suggesting on the bench there.
Trevor Brooking absolutely spot on. Kevin Sheedy is the player going off. And we have a Wembley first here. Ian Wilson, the former Leicester player, has never played here before. Now McCall, fine shot. But this match is not over yet. Everton have still got opportunity. Especially if Liverpool show signs of tiring. We're into the last 10 minutes, mind you. This is Stephen. McCall. And it might work for Sharp.
Well, one of the few occasions when Everton midfield player has played a positive forward ball, and there he is, clipped it through, and Graham Sharp, not realising perhaps he had quite that space, and perhaps a flicked header towards the far post might have been better, but Bruce Grobbelaar, as usual, looking very casual, it came towards him.
Watson's up there with Sharp. That was Watson. And Liverpool has stretched. It's Vanden Hauwe. Back in again. Sharp's up there. Danger. Nevin! If he'd made contact there, it would possibly have been 1-1.
I think that's what you'd call handbags from 7 yards, yeah. This was the earlier cross. Trevor Stephen whips it in, and the hand going up from Stuart McCall just put Bruce Grobbelaar off, but it was a very good quality cross.
Incessant attack after attack was wearing Liverpool down, and the strain was showing both on and off the pitch. Not just for the Reds, but also for some Everton fans who were desperate to see the equaliser and were finding it very hard to contain themselves.
Grobbelaar has a chance now to clear the lines. Everton have certainly had the better of the last half hour, as you would expect for a team who've been a goal down for so long. Watson heads it forward to Cottee. Sharp. Chances here. Nevin. And outside him a chance too. And Grobbelaar. And it's got in.
With literally seconds left before the end of the match, those few words of encouragement from a loyal supporter had worked their magic. Everton fans and players were beside themselves. They'd snatched victory from right under the noses of their derby rivals. Liverpool were clearly gutted at both the goal and the thought of extra time against a team who'd outclassed them. The pass to Nevin, magic. He shoots. Grobbelaar thought he had it, but Stuart McCall saw different and scores. Here it is from another angle. Nevin could see the goal beckoning. Grobbelaar could only get his fingertips to it, pushing it to McCall, who strikes, and suddenly Wembley was alive with a sea of blue.
Here's Nevin. Now is the psychological balance now with Everton. Cottee. Maybe it is. Nickel. Oh, there's Rush in there. Rush! Goal! Ian Rush! Liverpool back in front.
But that only made Everton push harder in this thrilling FA Cup final. If they could find a weakness in the Liverpool defence like they already had, they would exploit it to the full.
McCall. Oh, what a brilliant run by McCall! Picked off his toe by Ray Houghton. Push, Ablett on Sharp. Well, Colin Harvey's seen his team save this match once in what would have had to have been their was the last attack of the 90 minutes, but then go behind again almost as soon as extra time started. Ratcliffe. Watson's up. Here's McCall again. Oh, yes! It's 2-2, and it's the same player, Stuart McCall. Just look at that now, blue and white all over Wembley. Headed out first of all, but look how McCall got that down, and the perfect volley with the right foot, Trevor.
Well, he's not having a bad afternoon, is he, since coming on? Alan Hansen heads it out, it drops and loops in. Bruce Grobbelaar never quite going to get there. And again, we're all 2-2, and who knows what the remainder of this extra time is going to bring forth.
He'd only ever scored 2 goals for the club before today, and now he's twice revived his team in this FA Cup final. Houghton. Whelan. McMahon. Barnes. Rush! Goal!
Another goal for Liverpool, but still they couldn't relax, as they'd already seen Everton were capable of anything, and it was going to be a nail-biting finish to the very end, with the game now in the dying seconds of the second half of extra time.
Here's Sharp. McCall. And they're still on the pitch, the official. McCall. Foul from behind, Beardsley. That was panic. Now, can Everton do it again? Well, there's no Sheedy there now, of course. It's going to be Stephen. Can he make it 3-3 and force a replay? Or can McDonald? Well, it was close. From Neil MacDonald, and there were a few people reaching for their diaries then.
It just wasn't to be for Everton, who despite losing could look back on their performance in this match with pride, having scored 2 spectacular goals by anyone's standards, and they're worth savouring again. McCall squeezing this one past 3 Liverpool defenders. And this is the first goal from Everton. Cleared invitingly to McCall, who chested it down to smash a volley past Grobbelaar, who never stood a chance. And from another angle, McCall, obscured by a line of blue and red shirts, hits it into the back of the net with devastating accuracy. It was another FA Cup connection that was to be even more thrilling than the final of '89 itself, a game which has been referred to as the match of the decade, where Everton, in front of their faithful fans at Goodison Park, gave the performance of a lifetime. It was the 3rd time in a row that the two teams had met, a gruelling schedule by anyone's standards. The 5th round FA Cup replay, but the way Everton played in terms of passion and commitment, it might as well have been the final.
Barnes. Staunton. It runs on for Beardsley. A shooting chance. Oh, and Rush is there! And Southall has stopped him adding to his list. That's a lovely dummy by Sharp. Ray Atterveld raiding on the right. Hussein Grobbelaar started to come and could have been embarrassed. Nevin. Away by Ablett. If this is a sign of things to come, we are in for a rare treat. Liverpool nearly scoring, Everton hitting back, Barnes on the ball. We haven't had an opportunity to have another look at the Southall stop from Rush. We must bide our time as the players who went through 90 minutes without producing a goal on Sunday are striking at the goal right from the off here. Staunton drives it in. Steve Nicol coming in for Liverpool. Well, Peter Beardsley looked like a man with a point to prove. Newell. Nevin getting free. Only Hinchcliffe really available, but they're lining up in the centre. Sharp. Avril! Well, it might have gone in directly, it might have been touched in by Nevin, but neither thing happened for Everton.
But it's a wonderful knockback from Graham Sharp, and John Avril will be disappointed that he hasn't at least made Bruce Grobbelaar make a save.
Ratcliffe. Well, there wasn't much help for Sharp, and I can tell you that Kevin Ratcliffe was being teased by Andy Gray for his forward surges on Sunday. There aren't too many of them these days, and maybe that crossed his mind because he certainly could have gone on further forward a moment or two ago. Oh, well hit by Nevin. And Grobbelaar in some difficulties by his left-hand post.
Yeah, it's the aerial problem again for Liverpool, but what a great strike from Pat Nevin, and a good save.
Hinchcliffe. Watson trying to force a way through. Newell couldn't get round the outside. Played forward by Staunton. Oh, and Rush has got the better of Ratcliffe. Ian Rush takes on Neville Southall. And off the line by Hinchcliffe. Beardsley!
Well, Hinchcliffe's spectacular clearance wasn't out of the danger area. 1-0 down. Liverpool's celebration 15 minutes before half-time was going to be short-lived. Everton were not going to give up easily. It was just a matter of perseverance.
McDonald, who's got very good feet, as they say in the football trade. He got into shooting positions on Sunday 2 or 3 times, didn't always hit them as well as he would have liked. Sharp wins a header for the benefit of Nevin. It's McDonald who crosses. Newell poised at the far post. And Nicol is limping. Sharp! It went through Grobbelaar. Less than 2 minutes gone in the second half. Everton fists are raised now as Graham Sharp redresses the balance.
The cross from Hinchcliffe, absolute perfection to the head of Sharp, who hit it in with so much force. Grobbelaar couldn't hold it.
You watch it come over, and Graham Sharp gets in a wonderful position for a striker. Gets in a good header, and Bruce Grobbelaar must have thought for a second he had made the save, but it just nicks the post and drops into the net.
Nevin skips over Staunton. Newell and Sharp in the centre, joined by Avril. Nevin goes his own way. McCall made it his when it wasn't, and Pat Nevin can put them in front, and hasn't, and wonders how he didn't. He's found Nicol, despite the attention to McCall. It's more like Liverpool of the first half. Beardsley, Barnes is free. Oh, I say!
Typical of Liverpool, they'd managed to claw their way back into the lead. But it was even more typical of Everton to come back again with an unstoppable rage and passion. If Liverpool lost concentration for a second, the Blues were ready to strike with a ferocity the like of which the Reds had never seen.
Sharp couldn't believe his luck, but he made the most of it. By Beardsley in the middle, as Barnes takes on Watson. Oh, Southall is pushing away, in fact, from one of his own players, Keown. There was no attempt to get there first from an opponent. Moldy, where are Everton to close him down?
3-2 to Liverpool. Everton's nerve was being pushed to the limit, but still they remained composed. It was time for Howard Kendall to pull out his ace card from the substitutes bench. Tony Cottee.
Hoping that Tony Cottee, who would love to contribute to setting up a quarter-final trip to his old club West Ham. We're into the last minute. McDonald. McCall helps it in. Cottee! 3-3!
A masterstroke by Kendall, and Liverpool didn't know what had hit them as Cottee ripped through the defence. Liverpool seemed glued to the spot as Cottee rocketed through. No matter what the Reds threw at them, Everton always had a reply. Dalglish was dumbfounded. Just like the cup final, Everton had come back in the dying moments to force extra time. A daunting prospect for Liverpool, but for Everton, with the fans behind them, they knew they could achieve anything now. They had Liverpool on the run, and they were going to hound them to the very end.
Made his way forward at the moment, hoping a cross might come in towards him, which it does. He's jumping with Nicol. Oh, and it's Cottee again. 31 seconds on my watch into the first period of extra time.
Well, there's no doubt this tactic has caused Liverpool problems tonight in dealing with it. It's a great leap from Mike Newell, and it's only unfortunate for Tony Cottee that it's slightly behind him. It's the one thing that made it difficult.
Barnes. Free kick to Liverpool. 3 minutes to go to half-time in extra time.
He certainly looked the brightest player on the park in this period, apart from that man we just seen, Neville Southall, who's had to be tremendously alert to produce two stunning saves.
Barnes. It looks for goal! And finds it!
Certainly one of the best games I've ever had the privilege of sitting watching, Martin. I don't usually take that much enjoyment at times, but who could fail to have enjoyed this? What an advert for our football in Britain.
Liverpool regroup, wanting to keep as much together as a unit as they can, as Everton will let them. Newell gets in first well for his side, and Sharp, the support is there from Cottee. Return from McDonald. Newell on the far side. McCall trying to drive ahead of the ball from midfield to reach the knockdown. Hinchcliffe did very well. Oh, and Hussein has let it go to Cottee! They're back from the dead again! But they'll be talking about this. Everybody who's seen it will never forget it. You are watching one of the all-time great FA Cup ties.
It was a sentiment echoed by Kenny Dalglish, who said after the match, "If there's ever been a better game, I wish someone would send me a video of it." 4-4 and the replay. The strain for Dalglish proved too much. 2 days after the match, he resigned from Liverpool Football Club. Everton showed no sympathy for the Reds a week later.
Hinchcliffe pushing on down the left. And there are four wearing Everton blue in the middle. Ablett heads it out. Sharp. This is Atterveld. Grobbelaar can't hold it. Atterveld goes in again.
What a good move from Everton, showing that they're capable of passing the ball again. And as it comes to Atterveld, it's a good strike. Bruce Grobbelaar troubled because it just bounces in front of him, but recovers and gets hold of it. Good start, good positive start from both teams. Not a negative thought in their minds at this moment, Matt. It's good to see.
Everton first to a loose ball in midfield. And they get the free kick. Everton, of course, showed some reaction at the weekend by losing here to Sheffield United.
That may well have been a case of after the Lord Mayor show.
Headed on first by Sharp, then by Watson in behind. Nicol, Keogh! It's an extraordinary save by Grobbelaar. And it's forced in. Dave Watson.
Well, the aerial route pays dividends for them again, doesn't it? First Sharp, then Watson. A wonderful save from Bruce Grobbelaar. And who is it that comes in? It's Dave Watson again, and rifles into the net.
For the first time in this tie, Everton are in front, despite the agility of Grobbelaar. Mulvey couldn't deal with the ball as it came off the goalkeeper, and it was the other number 5. Dave Watson, a former Liverpool reserve, who thumped Everton into the lead. Atterveld getting the better of Staunton. Here's Newell. It's a useful turn. It's a useful cross. Just veered away at the last from Graham Sharp.
A great cross in for your striker wanting to go with it, and I think Graham Sharp will just be a little disappointed he didn't get in front of Barry Venison.
Rush quickly on Keogh. It's a great chance for Liverpool. And the player who's punished Everton so often for their defensive mistakes couldn't provide the equaliser then when he was one-on-one with Southall less than 2 minutes into the second half. Rush, and it's Nicol who takes it on. It's Nicol who can't beat Southall. Twice in the second half. They've seen the whites of the goalposts and the whites of Neville Southall's eyes, but they haven't put the white of the ball into the back of the net. Great goalkeeping. Barnes. Here's Nicol. Well hit! It was a spectacular save by Southall, but maybe not the most difficult that he's had to make in the match.
Well, at times this man amazes me. It's one of the reasons why I feel he's the best goalkeeper in the country at the moment. What a man to have in your goal when you need him.
Not quite for Hussein. Here's Venison. Nicol. Hinchcliffe. Newell across the goal. Oh. It was headed into the percentage area. It might have gone in. Sharp might have put it in himself.
It's a great cross and a totally unselfish header from Mike Newell. He knows he's not going to score. Just how close Graham Sharp is, we'll never know.
They'll look back on that if Liverpool equalise now. Staunton's cross is an early one. Southall's backpedaling. Retrieved by Speedy. It wouldn't drop for Nicol. He's still got the shot in. And Southall had been on his travels. Got back to base. This cup epic very nearly has a conclusion. It has. David Watson has won it for Everton. But Neville Southall saved it for them in the second half.
A fitting conclusion to a fantastic series of cup ties which epitomises the pride and the passion with which these two derby rivals play. When the two teams next met at Goodison Park, there was a new face. Peter Beardsley was in the Everton side, a welcome arrival. Everton had also signed Harper, Johnson and Ward, but the ex-derby rival was already making his mark at Everton as the second highest scorer so far that season, just behind Tony Cottee. Everton fans had forgiven him as the man who scored 2 goals against them in the FA Cup tie.
Rather tamely into the path of Mark Ward, and here goes Maurice Johnston, all alone for the moment. Jackson arriving in support. It's Varshika. Just behind Johnson, not Beagrie though! That was dipping, but not quite enough. I thought we were in for a somersault then. Peter Beagrie fastening onto that with his right foot. Dipped over Grobbelaar, but over his bar. In towards Mark Wright. Beagrie doing well in the air yet again. Kills for handball against Mark Ward. Scrapping away with Steve Nicol. Still it goes on. Ray Hatton emerges from the melee with the ball. No free kick. Tanner. On towards Houghton. Here, very calmly done. Mark Ward. Peter Beagrie. Stolen march on Jones here. Hasn't got the leg speed to go away from Rob Jones. And he's going to beat him. He's going to have to beat him by trickery. Harper. Beardsley. Liverpool have allowed him to turn here. White did just enough. And again. Beagrie. Header away by Nicol. It was an awkward swinging cross. Harper trying to feed Beagrie again, but that's a little bit too strong for him. Grobbelaar's goal kick straight to Johnston. Here goes Robert Varshika, who's very quick. Grobbelaar committed! And Mark Wright to his rescue. That's the closest we've had so far. Robert Varshika the pole, beating Bruce Grobbelaar to the ball. But Mark Wright digging Liverpool out of trouble. Rob Jones squirted one out to Steve Nicol. Pitch perfect. Nicol's wrong-footed Jackson. Crossed in towards Michael Thomas arriving. And John Everall with a really important interception. Dean Saunders with the corner. Turned in towards Thomas. Johnston went in, bravely, but Tanner was there! Hacked off the line. No! Goal! Liverpool in front. Nick Tanner's first ever goal for the club.
And the first blood to Liverpool. But in the second half, Everton stepped up a gear, and such was the Blues' pace, Liverpool found it increasingly difficult to keep up with the old enemy, despite having the psychological advantage of being ahead.
Come on, you Blues! Harper. Beagrie.
ammunition for Peter Beagrie. Mark Ward. Robert Barshika. Everton trying to stretch Liverpool again. It's Pearce is knocked down. It's Matthew Jackson. Maurice Johnston. 1-1. Oh, how sweet it is. Maurice Johnston has arrived on Merseyside now, all right. A little touch by Beardsley. Delicious for Jackson. And Johnston found the net when Jackson couldn't. Maurice Johnston's third goal for Everton has made him very much a part of the community. Somebody. And Everton really buoyed by that Maurice Johnson equaliser. But Beardsley's touch, Beardsley's path in it, crucial. Tanner. Everett won it back. Beardsley. Chance here for John Everett. Hung into Beagrie. Really is making his presence felt in the air. Beardsley for Johnston! Hit the post and came out. Robert Barshika, still a chance for Everton. It's Mark Ward. Blocked by Nicol. Ray Houghton prevents the corner. But it was Bruce Grobbelaar's left-hand post which prevented Maurice Johnson giving Everton the lead. So close. Here's Barshika. Beagrie and Johnson are up. Beardsley's hanging back. Barshika's surrounded. He's got a free kick though. Martin Keown and Dave Watson are forward for the free kick. Liverpool have got everybody back inside the Everton penalty area. Mark Ward. Grobbelaar has come and lost it! Brilliantly cleared off the line. Martin Keown's header. And it was Ray Houghton who somehow propelled himself upwards to cover for Bruce Grobbelaar. Beagrie with the corner. Nichols' header this time. Keown so close to his first goal for Everton. Beagrie. Beardsley got a flick on. Grobbelaar's lost it again, but this time he was being impeded by Matthew Jackson. Houghton. There have been no fewer than 20 Merseyside derbies in the last 5 seasons. It's almost like Glasgow, and sometimes familiarity breeds stalemate, but although we've got a stalemate scoreline, we've had a match which could have swung either way.
Yet another marvellous performance from the Blues. As the final whistle blew, the score remained 1-1. We hope you've enjoyed watching the Merseyside Titans battle it out in the pride and the passion. That may be all from us, but it isn't all from Everton Football Club. Catch the Blues in the pain and the glory, a tribute to Everton. Celebrate with them their great games over the past 30 years, cut to a selection of unforgettable hit music. See the club's great strikers of recent years, Graham Sharp, Andy Gray and Gary Lineker, and the stylish midfield skills of Kevin Sheedy,